Welcome back to this World of Warcraft Let's Play. You're Sambo, and joining us is nobody. That's right, folks, it's that time. You asked for it. If you ask, ye shall receive. If you haven't been caught up to speed, let me do that for you right now. You might have seen a lot of commentary in the previous episodes leading up to this one, where there's been discussion about us maybe creating another character to level up through our journeys in Azeroth, and of course that's exactly what we're here to do. Are we going to give up on Seraphis, our wonderful Worgen mage? No, heck no, we are not. What we're going to do? Well, what we're going to do is exactly the same that we do in DCUO, and that is that we'll alternate between two characters. Just overwhelmingly, you guys wanted to see a Horde character. Not only that, but the general consensus was that you'd like to see a Goblin character. And further to that, it was basically a big tie between the Rogue archetype and, of course, the Shaman class. In the end of the day, when I went through all the comments, it was the Shaman that won. So here we are, folks. We are today, right here, right now, going to create ourselves a Goblin character. We're going to go Horde. All Horde, there's nothing wrong with the Horde. I love playing the Horde. We're going to go a Goblin and we're going to go a Shaman. So very exciting times moving forward with our World of Warcraft Let's Play. Just like I said, the same thing will happen here as happens in DCUO. Basically, we'll go on, off, alternate between the two. So one episode will be Seraphis, our wonderful Worgen mage, and the next episode of this game to be uploaded will be our Goblin Shaman, and then we'll alternate back and forth. Just like that, nice and simple, and of course it'd be a nice break from Seraphis's journeys. Not there's anything wrong with them, but of course if you're dying to see the Horde side, if you haven't seen the Goblin starting area yet, then you're in for a very, very special treat. Trust me, it is a whole lot of fun. It's about as opposite as you can get from the Worgen starting zone, whereas the Worgen was all serious, dark, doomy, gloomy type stuff, very sort of, what would you call it, Brit horror, Hammer House horror style. The Goblins are the polar opposite of that. They are fun, stupid, ridiculous, immature, and oh boy, I can't wait. So of course, if you haven't played since the Cataclysm, you may not have seen this new interface. So we're going to go through this because a lot of people said, hey, when you actually create the character, can you actually show us please, rather than just arriving in the world. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go through and have a look at all the different races that are available now and what classes are available for those races as well, because boy has that changed. If you're a vanilla WoW player, you're going to be sitting there going, oh my god. For example, right here, we're human, right? Cool. What's the one class specifically that a human could never be that everybody wanted to be? That's right, one of these. That's right, you can now be a human hunter. With the Cataclysm came the ability to be a human hunter, and not only that, but when you're a hunter, you actually get your pet right off the bat. Look at that. So a human gets themselves a wolf. Now we'll go through and we'll have a look at all the other races as well. They get a pet right off the bat as well, but of course it's different and specific, generally speaking, to the starting area of that race. So for example, you know that here in a human form, you basically start off at the, Northwatch, oh I can't remember, the little academy in Elwyn Forest, and of course that's got lots of wolves around it, as has Elwyn Forest. So that's why as a human you'd get a hunter's pet as a wolf. And once again, you don't have to wait till you're level 10, you get it straight off the bat. Now, if we were a dwarf and a hunter, that's right, you guessed it, you get yourself a bear, and of course that bear is exactly just like the opening cinematic. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll show that to you one day as well, but the original cinematic for World of Warcraft basically has a dwarf above Ironforge, actually just above where we're standing right now probably, and he has a pet bear, so it makes sense. Night Elf Hunter. Always been able to be a Night Elf Hunter, and it makes sense too that you get yourself a nice little Frost Saber there as a pet. And what if you're a gnome? Can you be a gnome hunter? No, you can't. So there's one thing that hasn't changed, of course. What you can be now though is a gnome priest. I don't think you could be, oh, could you be a priest? I can't remember. I know you could be a mage and a warlock, but I'm pretty sure you couldn't be a priest before. Now you can. And you can see there, you might notice that the background there is Gnomeregon. That's because if you start as a gnome, now you actually start over in Gnomeregon, not in Dunmoreau with the dwarves. So they've got their own starting area now, so it's very, very cool. Got the good old Draenei, and of course if you've played the Burning Crusade, these will be very familiar to you. If you've only played Vanilla WoW, maybe not so. I'm not sure that a Draenei, actually I think a Draenei could be a mage before Cataclysm. They could definitely be a shaman and a priest, and I'm pretty sure they could be a hunter as well. I'm not sure if there was any change up there, but of course you won't have seen the Worgen if you've never played and you haven't been following our series, but of course you hopefully have been following our Let's Play series and you know all about the Worgen now. Now what about over on the Horde side? That's right, we've got the good old Orcs. Just as usual, they can be a warlock. They were always able to be a warlock, and of course they've already got their hunter's pet there. They've got the boar, and let's not forget about the Death Knight as well. They look particularly awesome as a Death Knight. We've got the undead, and this is a big change up here. You can now be an undead hunter. Pretty sure you couldn't be an undead hunter before the Cataclysm, and it's quite ironic that they get a spider because of course, once again, the starting area of the undead, what's all around there? That's right, it's full of spiders. We've got the Trollman, and the trolls of course get their raptors because raptors are in the new troll starting area, the Lost Isles, and by the way, that is a fantastic starting experience. I absolutely love the troll starting area, and trust me, we will be covering that off in a future episode. Troll druids, they are fantastic. They've got a different type of cat form, different type of bear form. They've got new skins. They look really, really cool. We've got the good old blood elves, of course. Not much has changed up here. You can still be a blood elf death knight as always. You can be a rogue, and you can be a hunter, and of course that's their what is over on Bloodmist Isle, no, not Bloodmist Isle, what am I saying, in Eversong or the Ghostlands, of course, especially in Eversong, these little birds are around that starting area, so it makes sense that a hunter blood elf gets that pet. One of my favourite races, of course, the Tauren. Hello Tauren, how are you? I absolutely adore these guys, whether it's male or female. I know the female ones look kind of, well, they could look kind of lumbering, but they're just so gorgeous. I love them, love them, love them. And of course you can see they've got a plain strider there as their pet, because there's nothing but plain striders and other such beasts over in the Mulgore plains, of course. That's where they come from, so it makes perfect sense that they've got them as a pet. Now also, these guys look absolutely spectacular as a Death Knight because I love the way that they get really big shoulders. Whenever you get your shoulder guards as a Tauren, they're huge. Same thing with the Orcs, by the way. In fact, I think the Orcs might even be bigger again, but either one of those, they just look so imposing, don't they? It's awesome. Anyhow, what does that leave us with, folks? You know what that leaves us with? The one and only thing that you haven't seen if you haven't played since, well, if you haven't played since Wrath of the Lich King, it's the Goblin. And there we go. So in the background there you can see the Lost Isles. That's a sort of a sneak peek of what it's going to be like when we get through into the real world after we've created our characters. So what classes can a Goblin be, and what are their particular statistics? Well, let's have a look. You can see up here we've got a couple of description boxes, and these are really handy, by the way. If you don't know anything about the class or the race you're about to play, make sure you read these, because listen to this. For a start, Goblins can rocket jump forward. That's right, you heard me, they can rocket jump forward. One of their racials is actually a rocket jump, so they basically ignite these built-in booster rockets, I guess, and it's like a little, like a blink, I guess, but it's actually a racial. Very cool. You can also launch those rockets at enemies, so that's also a racial, basically a rocket jumper and a rocket launcher. It doesn't get much sillier and cooler than that. Not only that, but what are Goblins all about? They're all about the money, friend. That's right, it's all about the money. So you can see here, these guys as a racial, they actually receive vendor discounts right off the bat. So that's any vendor, basically, like your junk vendors, your general vendors, you name it, they automatically get a discount if you're a Goblin. So it's fantastic. It's going to cost you a lot less money. This doesn't end there. There's more to the Goblin racials. They can also periodically summon a, get this, a personal bank. Yep, I'll just let that sink in for a moment. Alright, got that? Can periodically summon a personal bank. That's right, basically a racial, you call it up and a little portable banker appears and you can actually access your bank wherever you are. Now I can't remember the cooldown on it, it's quite a large cooldown on that particular ability. I think it might even be 2 hours or something like that, but boy, when you're in a bind, that comes in really handy. Another racial there, your haste is increased automatically by being a goblin, and of course that's fantastic if you're a rogue or any kind of melee, actually I'm not sure if it's spell haste as well, it could be, so it could be okay for all classes, I honestly can't remember. And your alchemy skill and potion healing is increased as well. So in other words, if you take alchemy as a goblin, you're going to automatically get a bonus to that particular profession right off the bat. And any potion healing that you use, so if you drink a mana pot, a healing pot, you will actually get a bonus for that just by being a goblin. So that, I'm sure you'll agree, is a mighty swag of racial benefits that you get just for picking a goblin. I mean, yeah, sure, you have to run around the world looking butt ugly, but I don't care when you get all those benefits. Let's quickly read their little flavor text here. Originally the slaves of jungle trolls on the Isle of Kezan, the goblin race was forced to mine Karjamite ore out of the undermine, deep in the bowels of Mount Kajaro. Unbeknownst to anyone at the time, the mineral had magical properties that caused the goblins to rapidly increase in both cunning and intelligence. Tinkering their own powerful artifacts of engineering and alchemy in secret, the goblins overthrew their troll oppressors, taking over the island that they now call home. Quickly rising to prominence as masters of mercantilism, and goblins and their goblin trade conglomerates dominate all of the commerce across Azeroth. And of course we know that because basically if you play the Horde, goblins are vendors. That's what they do, they're vendors and they're bankers. Alright, so then of course we go to the class. What class are we going to play? Well, as you can see here, goblins have a number of classes available, only a couple that aren't available to them, in fact. So you can see basically they can be a warrior, they cannot be a paladin, and it would make no sense for a goblin to be a paladin because goblins are mischievous and devious. The hunter, you can see here, they get themselves a little ghost crawler, I'm going to call it, a sand crawler, and that makes sense of course because we're on a tropical island. Naturally, they can be a scheming rogue, and hey, who wouldn't want a goblin rogue, eh? They're pretty cool. If you're going to be a rogue, you're going to be a goblin. They've got a priest, you can be a priest, you can be a death knight obviously, although they're not going to be a very foreboding death knight if you ask me, very tiny. They can be a mage, which looks disturbing as a male character model, and of course you can be a warlock, which makes sense. But what are we going to be, folks? That's right, as per popular consensus in the comments leading up to this video, we are going to be a chamois. And of course, what is a chamois? Here we go, we can read the description down the bottom here. You can see they've basically got two roles. One is a healer and the other is damage. And that's very important to know. So especially once we get to level 40, we'll be dual talenting this particular character and we'll make it basically the primary spec damage and the off spec, if you like, healing, and we'll turn him into a healer, or her as it's going to be. They wear medium armor, and that means leather, mail and shields. So they can wear cloth, but of course there's not much point doing that. Although if you're healing, quite often you'll wear a cloth outfit because it'll actually give you more sort of casting style stats. So you, for example, I have a main chamois and she is a Draenei, and in her damage dealing outfit she's pretty much male, and in her, as in male like chainmail, and in her healing spec she wears basically the same as a priest would wear, so all cloth. Alright, they can invoke the power of 4 elements, and by doing that, that means they can cast elemental spells, so lightning, they can do water-based spells, fire-based spells, earth-based spells, you name it. And the big thing that these guys can do, and you can see it in the background there, crazy looking model, and if you're again used to shamans from other races, This will be new to you because, of course, mainly, what was it, Draenei, I guess, were one of the main shaman classes. You'll be used to their totem look. Look at this. The goblins have invented their own crazy totems. You can see the little fire bellows up the top there and a drill for the ground. Crazy stuff. You can summon totems. And, of course, as a shaman in the World of Warcraft, you can summon up to 4 at a time, and they can buff, heal, or deal damage. And they're very cool. And, of course, we'll go through them as we level our character. They can temporarily enchant weapons with spells, which is really cool, and basically they're a mana user as well. And if we read the little description here, shaman use the power of the elements to enhance their weapon, damage, or spells. Shaman summon totems in combat, small objects that buff, heal, or cause damage to enemies. Shaman often act as spiritual leaders in tribal communities, and their primary stats, whoops, we've been disconnected from the server, there we go, spent too long. Their primary abilities resource actually depends on their role. Okay, we'll log back in and be right back. And we're back, folks. So just recapping that, basically the whoops, we're not a hunter. There we go. The primary stats depend on their role. Now what that means is if you're basically talented to be an enhancement shaman or an elemental shaman, then you will have a different set of base stats that you'll be wanting to go for than if you're a healing shaman. And we'll get into that as we get through the game. Now, of course, I'm not going to be a guy. Although what I do want to do, as per the requests from all the comments, is we're going to go through and check out all the options for this goblin. So firstly, the skin colors. So hopefully you can see them cycling through there on the YouTube video. I've got everything from basically a iridescent, glowy green, bright green there, to the traditional greens of WoW, and then we've got some browny greens there as well, and dark brown. Then we've got, let's actually keep it on a brightish green, there we go. Got these different faces. Like I said, they're not the prettiest people in Azeroth, that's for sure. You probably can't really see them on this YouTube video, but they're all but ugly, pretty much. And then we've got our hairstyles. So we've got a nice little ponytail there. We've got that sort of side bit with the lobe earrings. What else have we got here? We've got scraggly ponytail. We've also got a sort of a mohawk, well, sort of a mohawk with a mullet, I guess you might call that. What else have we got here? We've got the good old sort of pirate tavern owner look with the big lamb chops at the side there. And we've got a big ponytail at the top with a bald head. What else have we got? And a pointy sort of spiky do. And back to the beginning. And then we've got our hair colour. Let's actually find a lot of hair so we can see the difference. Where are we? Something with, oh, there's not really any with a lot of hair, are there? There's our actual mohawk, by the way. We missed that one. That is literally a mohawk. Hair colours, we've got brown, we've got light brown, we've got tan, we've got blonde, we've got white, we've got black blue, we've got green, we've got aqua, and back to brown again. And the other thing you can change are the ears. Now, I'm trying to get a good angle here. Maybe we'll just look at the left ear there. There we go, look at that, you can be a gremlin. That's right, if you're a male goblin, you can call yourself, well, you guys know, Gizmo. And I'm sure there's a billion gizmos running around with ears like that, I'll tell you that. Alright, there we go, another set of ears, pointy. We've got one with bits, chunks out of them there. And back to the gizmo one. So there you go, look at that, big massive ones. Crazy ears. And then you've also got ones with earrings up the top there, hopefully you can see them. And you've got ones with sort of lugs in the bottom. And then earrings back to the beginning. So lots and lots. But of course, we are going to go female. There we go. Now, again, boy, are there some butt ugly females around here. The same skin colours, the faces. Some of them are actually kind of cute, if you ask me, for a goblin. And some of them are just hideous. Hideous, hideous. All of them tend to have makeup and different types of eyes. So that one's got purple eyes. Oh, I like the purple eyes, actually. Or there's that one there. Green eyes, blue eyes, brown eyes. You name it. Let's go with the purple one, I think. With some purple eyes. Maybe that one. Alright, we've got our hairstyles here. The goblin female hairstyles are actually very, very cool. Here we go. Quadruple pigtails. There you go. How cool is that? Really like that. We've got the ponytail with a sweep over one eye there. We've got a really cool windswept look with a skull clip. In fact, let's go and change that to a lighter colour so you can see it. Hopefully, there you go. You can see the skull clip there. Very cool. We've got a actual dual normal pigtails, although they're huge. And we've got our little jerry curl at the front there. What else have we got? We've got normal pigtails with a fringe. And we've got a bun. And what do we got? Little pigtails there. Quite a few, aren't there? There's that sort of uplifted fringe again, and high pigtails, which is kind of cool as well. And then an actual mohawk as well. There we go, back to the beginning. And of course the same hair colours as the males as well. And then at the end of the day we've got some crazy ears. They're not quite as crazy as their male counterparts, but you can see we've got some nice big ones. And in this case we've actually got some crazy piercings. We've got nose piercings there, as well as a couple of piercings up in the top of the ear. And then we go through to this one. Look at this, there's actually a bone through her nose there. I don't know if you can see it. And about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different earrings in her ears. All sorts of different stuff, and these also actually change the chin and the nose. I don't know if you can see that shifting around there, so you can really sort of get the look that you want to. It's very cool. So I hope that has been fun for you guys, checking out all of the available models for the Goblin. What I'm going to do is, we've already got one pre-prepared, and we'll switch to her right now. We'll be right back. And here we are, folks. We're back with our Goblin Shaman. Now, you're going to have to forgive me here, but let's be real. If you think about a shaman, and you think about small and green, and you think about Star Wars, who's one of the greatest shamans of all, right? Let's just say it. It's Yoda. Now, if you guys have seen the movie Spaceballs, and please tell me that you have you seen Spaceballs? Let me know in the comments below. Then you'll know about their version of Yoda. What's it called? That's right. He's called Yogurt. So we now have, may I present you with our new level 1 Goblin Shaman named Yogurt. Take it away, Yogurt.
The wily, cunning goblins of Kezan have lived in relative peace for generations, though some of their race sided with the marauding orcs during the Second War. Most goblins have remained neutral throughout the various conflicts between the Alliance and Horde. Ruled over by corrupt yet highly affluent trade princes, the goblins created a virtual paradise for themselves throughout the islands of the South Seas. Their ingenious feats of engineering and vast trade fleets helped make their island capital of Kezan one of the great technological wonders of the world. But now, as the elements themselves rise up in anger across the world, the goblins' mechanical paradise will be put to the test. For very soon, fate will force them to choose sides in a conflict that will shape the very history of the world.
And there we go, folks. Congratulations to us. We now have a brand spanking new character. Say hello to Yogurt, our little chamois goblin. How awesome is that? Now you can see, folks, that I've got all sorts of weird shenanigans going on with my add-ons, and all of my settings are all balked. So what we'll do very quickly is we'll sort them out, and we'll come straight back, and then we'll check out some of the more crazy features of the gnome, like for example their dance and all their surroundings right here in the KTC headquarters. And by the way, where are we? This is where we are. We're in Kezan. If we zoom right out, you can see we're on the edge of this island here, which is south of the Deepholm, south of the Maelstrom, and to the east of the Lost Isles, which is over here, which is where we will transition over to. But right now we're in Kezan, and it's just this top little bit here. It's the Goblin City. And by the way, how cool is this city? Hope you were paying attention in the flyover there, that you saw the crazy roads that they've built and the Bilgewater port there, all sorts of neat stuff. We are going to have an absolute ball in here. Trust me, it is so much fun. And by the way, if you're wondering whereabouts this area is in the greater scheme of the world, if we zoom out, you can see right down here. So here is the Maelstrom, smack in the middle of the world, right beneath Northrend, right in between Kalimdor and, of course, the Eastern Kingdoms. And you know, Kalimdor is where we've been questing. There's Teldrassil up the top there with good old Darnassus. All right, so that's where Seraphis comes from. Well, where we ended up anyway. Darkshore, you remember Darkshore, and then down through Ashenvale and the Stone Talon Mountains, which is where we are now. So that's all over here on Kalimdor. We are down the bottom here. All right, that's us, Kezan. So if we click on that, that's a picture of the city. So here we go. Oh, I can't wait for this. This is going to be so much fun. I love goblins. We'll be right back, folks, once I've sorted out my interface. There we go. Got my interface just like I like it. All of my add-ons all up and running. So let's have a quick look around. I know we're running out of time for this episode, but what can she do? Let's have a listen to some of her emotes, perhaps, and check out some of her dances and all the rest of it. So firstly, you got it. Can you tell me who that is? What is that dance? There you go. I'll let you look at it for a little bit longer. Because, of course, every single WoW... Yeah, in fact, I was just watching the video to this only last night. Come on, you should be able to tell, especially with that bit there with the hands. Every single dance in WoW is basically a mock of some actual dance by a performer. Come on, do your thing. Do the thing. Do the other thing. Come on, Yogurt. You know what I'm talking about. Come on, do it. It's all random, of course, so now that I want it to do this particular move, it's not going to... She's not going to do it, is she? Come on. That's it. There you go. Come on, that should have been a dead giveaway. Let me know in the comments below if you can guess who that is, whose dance that is. Now let's have a look. Have a listen, rather. Shazam! Let's zoom in and say g'day. Here we go, another high.
Explosive!
Explosive!
Don't let the door hit you where the cataclysm split you.
Okay, did you hear that? Don't let the door hit you where the cataclysm split you. Oh dear, this is going to be crazy, isn't it?
Later.
Later? Let's hear a cry. How about a laugh? Oops, would help if I spelt it correctly. Oh, seriously, I love the laughs.
Awesome!
There we go, a cheer. There's normally a couple of those.
Fantastic!
And let's see what charge sounds like.
For Kezan! Explosive time!
Explosive time! Now, I don't know if you guys knew or not, but if you click here on this little chat bubble way over on the left here, you can see that you've got a little menu that pops up, and not a lot of people actually ever click on this, and they don't know what it's about. What it is, you can actually see a whole bunch of emotes in here. Now, these are emotes that don't have voices, these particular ones. So, for example, if we choose eat, so if you don't know some emotes, you can actually choose them from here. So let's say shy. And not a lot of people know about these ones. What do we got? Raw. Okay, that one actually does have a voice. What do we got? Flex. Yeah, all right, that's pretty cool, that one. Must say I like that one. All right, that was definitely cool. What do we got? Salute. Hey. Rude. Loser. So yeah, have a play around with these if you're playing, because not a lot of people know about them. We've got kneel. There we go. And I think we've got things like sleep as well. We've got wave, of course. And where's sleep? Here we go. Alright, that's pretty cool. Now X, by the way, the key X always stands you up or sits you down. Now also nestled in here are a bunch of voice emotes. So for example, out of mana.
I got nothing left.
I got nothing left. Alright, what else have we got here? No.
Not on your life.
Not on your life. The good old chicken emote. We like that one. What do we got here? Oh, come on. It's a bit hard to catch them. There we go.
Amazing work.
Congratulate. Oh, I like rasp. Here we go. So it's like the loser one, but you get the... Now, what about the good old train?
Chugga 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 choo choo.
Chugga 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 choo choo. I like them. They're kind of like they're from the Bronx or something, aren't they? All right, let's hear some of her jokes while we're here.
At first you don't succeed, blow it up again.
All right, I like that one.
I'm a modern goblin woman. Independent. I still let men do nice things for me, but I stopped giving them any credit. Skip to step 3. Profit.
Goblins all about the money.
Out of the way, you nub goblin. With the right bribes, anything is street legal.
The right bribes.
I'm a free spirit. I don't like to be tied down. What? You mean literally? Oh no, totally into that.
Alright, that'll be quite enough from you, Missy. As you can see, I hope, they've basically got a whole bunch of attitude. Very, very cool. Let's have a look at our character sheet. Now, when, of course, you start a new character, you don't get to see any of the stats. You've got to click this little show character information here button down the bottom right. So you want to make sure you've done that so you can see them all there. And of course, that's where we access our stats, our titles, and our equipment manager. And you can see what we've got here is a primal shirt, primal pants, primal boots. We've got ourselves a worn wooden shield. Now, by the way, if you hit the Z key, that's how you bear arms in WoW. Z, toggles. Alright. And we got ourselves a worn mace as well. And of course, we're wearing leather. So there you go. Let's have a look now in our bags. All we've got is our Hearthstone. What other buttons have we got here? We've got our spell book, of course. And this lists all of our racials and passives here on the general tab. So you can see we've got our armor skills here, which is basically cloth leather armor. And we've got our auto attack button, which we don't really need to actually have on the hotbar. A racial passage, the best deals anywhere, passive rather, best deals anywhere, always receive the best possible gold discount regardless of faction, and that's very goblin-esque. Better living through chemistry, I love these names. Alchemy skill increased by 15. We've got our Orcish and Goblin languages that we can speak, of course. We've got this rocket barrage, and that's already down on our hotbar there. Launches your belt rockets at an enemy, dealing 18 fire damage. That is built in as a goblin. And you can see there it's got a 2-minute cooldown. We'll fire them off in a minute before the end of the episode. We've got a built-in rocket jump as well. Activates your rocket belt to jump forward. Other effects which slow the rate of falling cannot be used within 10 seconds after using this ability. So again, that's built in. Time is money. And let's face it, we have all heard this before. Time is money, friend. I can't do the voice very well, but I love it. Or the other, what's the other one? Time is money, friend. That stuff. Love it. Love it. Anyway, that's now a racial passive ability. Cash in on a 1% increase to attack and casting speed. And of course, we've got our weapon skills here. You can see we can use axes, daggers, fist weapons, which are so cool when we're leveling up, by the way. Can't wait to get fist weapons, especially through the Burning Crusade. Fist weapons, maces, and staves. There you go. And then in terms of the skills that we're able to get already, we've got 3 trees. We've got elemental combat, we've got enhancement, and we've got restoration, which is commonly called resto. Now currently we've got no skills from that. We've also got no skills from enhancement, but what we do have is our elemental combat, one skill there called lightning bolt, which does nature damage, and if used to initiate combat from a distance, allows time for multiple special spell casts while the enemy approaches. So they've changed that up a lot. If you've played a chamois in the past, that is a new component to that ability, and I'll repeat it because it actually, as you probably know, makes a massive difference, as you can imagine, if you have played a shaman in the past. If used to initiate combat from a distance, allows time for multiple spell casts while the enemy approaches. So that's a very, very cool one there. So if we go into our talent tree here, oh, what am I saying? It's not open yet. We don't have a talent tree. Duh. The other thing, of course, we can have at this stage is a guild finder. That will be new if you haven't played since the Cataclysm's been released, and that allows you to actually basically get in a dungeon finder queue, but for guilds, and you can say, hey, I'm interested in questing or dungeons or raids only, or RP or PvP. I'm available only on the weekends or weekdays, and my role is a healer or damage, and you can put a comment in there and actually browse through guilds. Very, very cool idea, by the way. We've got our dungeon journal, of course. That's always open to us no matter what level we are. So, for example, as you know, good old Dead Mines here. You can have a look at the map of the Dead Mines. and all the bosses. You can actually go in and see what the bosses do. We've been through this on Seraphis, so we don't need to go through it again, I'm sure. We've got a raid finder as well, the raid browser, and that's going to change up in a very shortly upcoming patch, so we'll go through that at the time. And of course the other thing we've got is our quest log. That's what it looks like when it's empty, when there's no active quests. And of course we're going to change that very soon, but you can see there's all sorts of crazy shenanigans going on here. Look at that, looks like Nurse Joy.
Around here before? What's up?
There we go, and oh yeah, Kaja Cola, that's
Keep
right.
it real.
Keep it real. Got subject 9 here. Oh, I remember this. You're going to like this. To your astonishment, the raptor hatchling is able to communicate with you. Greetings! I recently emerged from an egg. You? The plot thickens. Yes. Well, that will be revealed later on, trust me. But as you can see, it's crazy around here. I mean, look at this. Chippendale. Chippendale. You get it, right? Surely you get it. Chippendales?
Big shot, huh? Yeah? What do you want?
Sweetie, where have you been? You know how worried I get when you don't check in with me.
Security, enforcement, extortion. We do it all.
And look at this Candy Cane.
Do not waste my time.
She's a rather unpleasant individual.
Quickly, quickly.
Yeah, what do you want? She says.
The road.
Now, as you guys probably know,
It's my way or the highway.
if you repeatedly click on an NPC in WoW, funny things happen. Let's do it to this
I ain't
guy.
getting paid to chat. No loitering. Whatever that means. Yo, can I help you with something? You looking at me? I get no respect around here. Yeah? Very funny. All right, move along now. I got a long day, kid. Shut it. You're just embarrassing yourself. I don't have time for this. Will you knock it off? You're doing it wrong. What part of time is money don't you understand? I'm not getting paid enough for this. Smart mouth, huh? Well, spit it out. It's my way or the highway, pal.
So, just so many different emotes there. Let's check out the female.
Makes sense. Go, go. What? Do not waste my time. Go, go. What? Quickly, quickly. Oh, makes sense. Yeah, very funny. Buy something to leave. You're just embarrassing yourself. Ugh, I don't have time for this.
So it's kind of cool. And one of the first things you may notice over here, look at this. It's a goblin barbecue with goblin burgers on it. There's a fish in between there. And by the way, that is actually available as, I think it's from the loot cards from the trading card game. You can actually get your own goblin barbecue. Isn't our yogurt cute? What do you reckon? Look at her. She's gorgeous. She's tiny. And she's got attitude. And this is what it looks like outside here. Look at this. Piles of gold. There we go. Light be with you for the very low price of a 1 silver tithe.
Don't waste my time.
There you go. And she's
Careful out
actually
there.
given us power word fortitude. Very nice of her. But this is such a cool area. Seriously, folks, we are going to have... Look at that. Slinky Sharpshiv is slinking past there. Look at her. Look at her sneaking along there. Oh, seriously, this is going to be tons and tons of fun. But you can see, basically, these guys have absolutely no regard, rather, for the environment. There's plumes of pollution shooting up into the sky all over the place. What I will tease you with, because, of course, we're going to wrap up this episode very soon, is this. Okay, I'm going to tease you with that. And let me just say that you're going to see something even cooler than that in the upcoming episodes, and it's got something to do with these roads. But I'm not going to go down there and spoil it. Look at their crazy contraptions. Oh, decline invitation. We don't want guild invitations. Actually, I've got to turn that on in the options. There is one more thing that we need to do, though, apart from checking out our awesome rocket belt here with its rocket jump and rocket barrage. We need to check our mail. Because in the mail are all my collector's items. So we've got the collector's edition Frosty's collar here. There we go, we've got ourselves an achievement there. Collector's edition of the Wrath of the Lich King, and we get the Frostworm Whelp. Very cool. We've got the Pandarin Monk, which of course I bought from the store. That goes on every character. We've got the Winged Guardian there, which we'll keep in our bags for now just to save space. We've got the Netherwhelp's collar, and this is the Burning Crusade Collector's Edition pet. And there we go. Another achievement, and by the way, these are feats of strength, in case you were wondering. You've got the Collector's Edition Frostworm Whelp and the Collector's Edition Nether Whelp. That is from Burning Crusade once again. We've got the Briani Chili the Penguin. That's from Briani. There we go, unhatched Mr. Chili. And we've got the Corehound Pup. Let's grab that one. There we go. Yes, Corehound Pup. And of course, that's basically for protecting your account. If you have an authenticator, you'll get that one. And we've got the Collector's Edition Little Deathwing, the Cataclysm Collector's Edition pet. And there we go, Collector's Edition for Little Deathwing as well, for the achievement there. And of course, Little Ragnaros, which is from the store, which also basically doubles up as a cooking fire. So let's learn all of these. Get out into the center here. Here we go, the Frosty's Collar. There we go, we also got another achievement. Can I keep him? Obtain a companion pet. Gosh, we've got achievements coming out the wazoo, haven't we? We're doing very well. We've got the Pandarin Monk, and we've got the Netherwhelp's Collar, we've got the Unhatched Mr. Chili, we've got the Corehound Pup, we've got Little Deathwing, and we've got Little Ragnaros. Now, of course, I can go to my P screen here, my spellbook, and you can see we've got our profession screen, of which we've got nothing. That's all back to blank, and we'll fix that very soon. And we go to our companions, and there they all are. So let's just summon one. There we go, hello. There we go. Now I'm actually going to bring up my pet add-on, and all I'm going to do is, there we go, shout alignment. There we are. So what I do is I have this little add-on up here, and what it means is that I'm going to lock it. There we go. That basically calls a random pet. So you can see I can just click on it. There we go. Little Deathwing now. There he is. Hello, Deathwing. I can just click on this button and a random companion will come out again. There we go, the Netherwhelp pet. And it's the Pandarin Monk. Why, hello there. Wah! Wah! That's right. And by the way, with this, which is called Gut Pet, G-U-P-P-E-T, if you shift click, you can actually dismiss your pet as well, which is very cool. Alright, so boy, have we gone way over time. You know, there's one more thing to do, folks, before we get into our quests and we check out this absolutely amazing starting area on our new chamois. What is that? You know what we've got to do. It's the rocket jump and the missile barrage. Let's start off with a missile barrage and see what happens.
I don't have a target.
Oh, we got no target. We need an actual target. Oh, poop. Now, I wonder if we can just run down here quickly and pick one up. Can we find a critter or something? No, there's nothing down there. Damn, well, gee, sorry, folks. You might actually have to wait till we... Oh, wait a minute. What do we got here? A robo-chick. All right, that'll do. Here we go. Rocket barrage for the win. Boom! Alright, that was one big rocket. That was very cool. What else have we got? We've got the rocket jump. Oh, they share a cooldown. Oh, of course that makes sense because it's all on the one belt. And there's the goblin music, by the way. And we've got a training dummy here so we can also test our combat. And of course we can check out what the lightning bolt looks like. That's what it looks like. So that's what a goblin cast animation looks like, actually. So as you can see, it's very cool. Alright, boy, have we gone over time. But there you go, folks. That's it. We're here, we're in Kezan, we're on our goblin shaman named Yogurt. We are rip-roaring and ready to rock in the beginning of the next episode as we pick up and start our epic journey as a crazy goblin in this crazy town here. So I certainly hope you enjoyed that episode, folks. I know it was a bit longer than normal, and of course there were some parts that were a little bit boring if you're not into the character creation or if you've seen it all before. But again, that was by request. A lot of people were asking for that. If it bores you, for goodness sake, just fast forward. That's all you need to do. And that's it from us, I think, on behalf of myself, Sambo, and Yogurt, our level 1 brand new shiny goblin shaman. It's us saying take care. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are in the world. Certainly look forward to seeing you next time here in Kezan. Until then, we'll see you later, and bye-bye.